intrigued by his energy, seeks to channel his winds to strengthen her own light, forming an alliance built on change and compassion. As the lesser gods take their places, a shadow looms over their unity. Logocrons weaves together the threads of chaos to form Nyxara, the goddess of shadows and secrets. Nyxara was in the beginning, in a realm untouched by time, the god of creation, Logocrons, gazes upon the void and yearns for life to flourish. With a flick of his divine wrist, he conjures the first sparks of existence, breathing into them the essence of creativity and balance. As these sparks swirl through the cosmos, they condense and materialize into the lesser gods, each unique and imbued with power to govern different facets of reality. The first to emerge is Solaria, the goddess of light and the sun, radiating warmth and brilliance. Her golden hair flows like rays of sunshine, bringing life to barren lands. Beside her ascends Moroth, the god of shadows, a figure cloaked in darkness yet exuding an aura of mystery. He wields the power to protect the secrets of the night, a necessary balance to Solaria's illuminating presence. Next, Logocrons creates Vesper, the god of winds, whose laughter carries through the Easter, marking seasons and guiding the travelers. Following him is Stereonox, the god of earth and stone, whose mighty hands mold mountains and valleys. His strength is unparalleled, but his temper is fierce, often leading to violent earthquakes when angered. Then, from the cosmic fabric of existence, Isiltifer, the goddess of Doctoriums, materializes. Her ethereal wings shimmering like the night sky, she possesses the ability to weave Doctoriums and nightmares, influencing the fates of mortals through the subtle art of sleep. However, recognizing the brewing conflict, Terranox slams his hand into the ground, causing tremors that quiet both deities. Enough, our purpose is not to undermine one another but to bring harmony to this nascent world, yet, even as the earth trembles, whispers of rebellion echo in the hearts of the lesser gods. In the depths of their creation, Isiltifer watches, intrigued by the unfolding tensions. With her powers, she ignites Doctoriums of grandeur in each of them, sown like seeds waiting to sprout into ambition. Perhaps we are meant to be more than simple deities, she muses softly, her voice echoing in the corners of their minds. Let us craft a legacy that intertwines our powers, but also seeks supremacy over one another. Thus, as Logocrons observes, the seeds of rivalry begin to take root, heralding not only the birth of a world but also the looming tumult that will shape the destinies of gods and mortals alike. Each lesser god now stands at a crossroads, choosing between unity and ambition, while the omnipotent Logocrons remains an enigmatic figure, silently weaving the fates of those he has created. As the lesser gods stand poised at the brink of conflict, Vesper, the god of winds, feels the tempest brewing within his heart. Struck by the mounting tensions, he decides to intervene, letting the soft, cool breezes flow around him like a gentle whisper. Friends, we are crafted from the same essence. We carry the burden of creation together. Instead of warring for dominance, let us explore the breadth of our powers and the realms we govern as allies. However, his voice is drowned out by Solaria, whose sunlit brilliance flares with indignation. Allies, is that what you see us as, Vesper? I fear that the shadows will soon encroach upon us unless I illuminate the world in my image. With clenched fists and fiery eyes, she seems determined to doctor of Morth into the depths. More smokes the Solarius fervor, swirling a cloud of darkness around him. In your insistence, you reveal your weakness. The more light you emit, the more I thrive in your absence. The shadows shall always find a way to swallow you whole. At that moment, Vesper catches a flicker of movement from the corner of his eye. It is Isiltafet, the goddess of doctrines. Observing the discord with a shrewd, calculating gaze, sensing an opportunity to sway the balance of power, Vesper approaches her, seeking a potential ally in the growing chaos. Isiltafet, you have the power to influence the thoughts of your fellow gods. Let us bring them back to the path of unity. But Isiltros says sparkle with a darker ambition. Oh, but my dear Vesper, she coos. Do you not see the truth? Solaria and Morth are not the only players on this board. Everyone in this realm has a hidden agenda. Perhaps even you. Rising the depths of her words, Vesper's heart races. With a gust of wind, he circles around the gathering of lesser gods, subtlety weaving through their conversations. It is then he overhears a hushed exchange between Morth and Isiltafet, words cloaked in secrecy. When the time is right, my shadows will fall upon Solaria. Morth declares, a sinister grin stretching across his shadowy visage. You will manipulate visions of despair in her dark dreams, guiding her to madness. A chill runs through Vesper as he grasps the betrayal twisting within the heart of his fellow gods. Isiltros' voice softens, almost honeyed, though laced with malice. Yes, Morth, together we can fashion her demise. We will rise untouched, while the others fight over the scraps of power that remain. Moving swiftly, Vesper realizes he must reveal this treachery before it infests the ranks of the lesser gods. He gathers his strength and invokes the winds to carry his words. My friends, it is Isiltafet and Morth who conspire against us. They plot to turn us against one another, to engulf Solaria in shadow, leaving us to scramble, Pallet. As their gazes shift toward him, Morth's grin falters for a moment, the atmosphere charged with tension. Solaria gasps, while Terranok steps forward, arms crossed, his eyes narrowing. Is this true, Morth? You would betray your fellow gods for ambitions that serve only yourself. The wind intensifies, a swirling tempest as Isiltafet tries to defend herself. Vesper speaks lies. We are deities, we cannot betray one another. But her deflecting words carry a falter, and in that moment of weakness, Morth gives a cold, calculating laugh, revealing the darkness hidden in his soul. Betrayal, perhaps. He winks playfully, but a necessary act in the interest of creation. Wouldn't you agree? Vesper's heart races as Solaria inches closer, a golden light flickering with uncertainty. You would turn against the ones she once called friends, for power, in the echo of her passion. The winds carry a thunderous reproach. With emotions of fame, Vesper stands tall, determined to rally unity once more. We cannot allow treachery to extinguish our light. Together, we are stronger than shadows and dark dreams of despair. We must confront this betrayal with our combined strengths. As his words hang in the air, Vesper watches as the lesser gods' faces contort between disbelief, anger, and sorrow, teetering on the brink of a choice that could reshape their world forever. And as the winds howl around them, the god of winds prepares for a confrontation not only against the encroaching darkness, but also against the hidden treachery that seeks to tear their unity apart, crafting a tempest of hearts that may decide the fate of their newly born realm. Ternox, the god of earth and stone, watches with growing unease as the conflict escalates. The tensions in the air feel charged, almost as if the very ground beneath his feet resonates with anticipation and wrath. With every passing moment, he senses the delicate balance he worked so hard to maintain teetering on the edge of chaos. Striding forward, his imposing figure etched in rocky firmness, Terranok speaks with gravitas. This bickering serves no purpose. He states, Vesper is right, we must stand united against treachery, but we must do it with strength and resolve. Let not whispers of power divide us further. The earth rumbles softly beneath him, echoing his resolve. Suddenly, a tremendous quake reverberates through the realm, startling all the lesser gods. As they look toward the source of the disturbance, the ground begins to part, revealing a spiral of blue and silver light shimmering within. Rising from the depths emerges a new character, an enigmatic figure wrapped in a flowing cloak that reflects the swirling colors of the earth and sky. At the center of this celestial aura stands Kilara, the goddess of balance, born from the very essence of harmony that binds creation. Her arrival freezes the lesser gods in place, and silence falls, a reverent washing over them. Kilara's presence emanates a commissativeness, her voice deep yet soothing, like the gentle rumble of stones settling after an upheaval. You stumble upon a precipice of your own making. Lesser gods, she intones, her gaze piercing through the gathering shadows and flickering lights. Conflict begets destruction, and it is my charge to preserve the balance amidst your chaos. Terra Nox, recognizing the weight of her words, feels a flicker of hope. Kilara, you have returned. You have the power to restore what we risk destroying. His voice reverberates with authority, and the other gods draw nearer, their intrigue piqued. If we unite under your guidance, we may stand a chance against Morth's betrayals. Isiltafit, determined not to be overshadowed, interjects. Why should we trust in a new cosmic entity? She may bring more chaos than harmony, her tone octopus with suspicion as she casts wary glares at the newly emerged goddess. Kilara's expression remains firmly composed. I am neither ally nor enemy, Isiltfa. I am the essence of balance that flows through you all. My purpose is to ensure that neither light nor darkness reigns supreme. Ispa steps forward, his wind swelling as if coaxing life back into the stagnant stir. Then we must act swiftly. Morth and Isiltfa wish to plunge us into shadows. Together, we can counter their treachery. At that moment, the shimmering light surrounding Kilara pulsates, and she raises an arm, causing the earth beneath one of the stones to rise, forming a crystalline orb of light. I carry the Lumina Crystal, a power forged from the elements of balance. When wielded, it amplifies our strengths while negating the corrupting forces of ambition that threaten to tear us apart. However, it requires unity of purpose. As she holds the crystal aloft, a radiant light spreads across the gathering, casting away shadows and igniting a flicker of hope among the lesser gods. Yet, the moment is fleeting as Morth, emboldened by his own hidden agenda, suddenly lunges forward from the darkness, shadow tendrils bursting forth from him. You foolish goddess of balance, you think you can impose your will upon us. His voice grows sinister as the shadows wrist around him, threatening to engulf Kilara's light. In an unexpected twist, Isiltfa's expression shifts into one of resolve as she decides to align with Morth, realizing that together they might overcome Kilara's growing influence. Perhaps Kilara is but a passing breeze, and Morth's shadows are where true power lies, she declares, stepping toward the dark god. The choice sends shockwaves through the assembly. Vesper feels a deep-seated doctor filling the air. No, you do not understand the consequences of such betrayal, he cries, but their intentions have already morphed into a fierce confrontation. As the Lumina Crystal erupts with bright energy, cleansing the space of Morth's shadows, a titanic clash ensues between the opposing faction. Alka and Terra Nox is united front against Morth and Isiltra's dark ambitions. With every passing moment,